Alrighty, folks. Well, welcome back to another session of our Princes of the Apocalypse. I'm your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, joined by our explorative players this evening. Explorative? Yeah, we're using that one.
That's a word.
Greetings.
Hello.
I'm explorative today.
Well, I certainly hope so, at least. You better be. But before we get into whatever they're going to explore today, let's talk about what they explored last time. As we are unfortunately down a player this evening, but the story goes on. And we'll find out what happens to them here in a little bit. So, last time, after spending the rest of your 10-day in Barge Right, you were all eager to get back on the road again and discover the fate of this delegation from Mirabar and more. As Nalisker came back from Waterdeep, he thanked you for your services, told you about a couple of things that could be related. People being taken or taken in, possibly, by some different groups. A rise in banditry along the roads. And where he had gotten a map that you'd seen in the storeroom. He also suggested taking Artie with you, as he could prove invaluable in this endeavor. Especially since it could be useful to save such people, this delegation. Taking a little interest in there. So you guys took off from the Barge Right Inn, headed down the road and across the Ironford Bridge, looked into the town of Wamford. It's actually supposed to be pronounced Wormford, but locals pronounce it Wamford. Eventually, checking out the small docks here, you talk to a Genasi, purple and blue of skin, curious and asking about this missing delegation. The Genasi claimed that last anyone had heard, they were on the road, going from Belyard to Summit Hall, where they never made it to their destination. Also claiming he would know little, since he works the rivers on the vessel behind him. Prickly as he was, he seemed to light a fuse in Bairn, and the dwarf retaliated while lighting holy flames around his boat's sails threateningly. Not actually lighting them ablaze, but this did, of course, drew his ire of him and his companions, since they were also ready and eager to a fight, it would seem, which Adun had known through use of some minor mind reading. A battle broke out amongst the dock, and in the end, you slew him and all of his crew. Obviously, they were up to no good. You found a series of dwarven tombs aboard the vessel in the footlocker, matching the penmanship of the delegate the one from Mirabar, from the people that are missing. But, as well as a map on one of the crew. The map denoted a location along the river, while the tome suggested to tie to the missing delegation, as the dwarven historian who actually penned all of these books. But that is where we're going to pick up. You guys are on the boat still. Bodies are lying about. I believe you guys were taking a short rest. We can go ahead and say that you took one. Those of you that already did. I believe just Bairn hasn't in the troop. But
we should keep an eye out on that one that swam away or got away. It could come to bite us in the ass in the future.
As you see, Artie... Sorry, go ahead.
I said he could return with more.
I couldn't agree more.
Hey, let them come.
Artie's slowly pushing off one of these bodies into the water just to kind of... They'll go downriver.
Can I see if anything is poking out from like his satchel, his back pocket?
Artie?
He might have something on him.
No, yeah, his shit's well hidden.
Well hidden. Okay.
Like, yeah, once we get rid of these bodies, I should probably report back to my uncle. I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure how relevant this would be, but, I did find a map on one of these guys as he pushes another one overboard.
What do you have there? Can we take a look at it?
Yeah, it's just a map of the river. Seems to denote a location north of here.
So it seems like this is a significant spot. What do you guys say we take a look at it? Check this spot out.
Hey,
North
I
of the
would
river.
say that would be a wise course of action.
Baron picks up this Genasi and throws him as hard as he can.
Yeah, with a loud splash into the water.
Yeah, I can at least get him like 15 feet.
Probably not. Have you ever moved a dead body?
I haven't been a
It denotes this location
Hero
here.
that location there. Okay. And how long would it take us to get there? Because it's starting to get a little late in the day, right?
It's about like 11 or 12. Only took you
Oh,
a
I
couple
thought you
hours to get to Womford.
Okay.
What do
We
you
can
say
get
we
there
travel the
while
river? I know that two of our companions are short-footed and used to being on the ground, but maybe we could take this boat to travel upriver.
I may be used to being on the ground, but wouldn't mind a rest while we're traveling.
I can attempt to set sail for our location while you take a rest.
I just meant I'd rather travel that many miles on a boat than have to walk so far. I'll,
And it
I'll hold my own.
seems like we'll take the boat then.
Yeah, that's got my vote.
Is there a sail on the boat?
Yeah, it's a small sail. Nothing extravagant.
Well, then I would say that I'm gonna make my way over to like the outriggers and try to get this ship ready to sail.
It would seem like they were already preparing it to be sailing. And with their small crew, they had, I believe, five members. It could probably be sailed with as little as three, maybe even as little as two, just one person to kind of steer every now and then. It's a lazy river, so it's nothing too complicated.
Baron being of the stature that he is, probably wouldn't be much good on the rigging, but I'll go take the rudder.
It's not the kind of rigging where you have to like get up into the sail of it unless like you really come into some trouble. Mostly just kind of moving the sail to where you want it to be and opening and pulling the ropes to
Like one of
close it.
those small, 1-2 people sailboats.
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a small little sloop.
So yeah, I'm going to get us ready for our departure as best that I can.
Baron will start untying the ropes from the dock.
And I'll start pulling the rope down from the sail, kind of let it expand out and get behind the captain's wheel, I suppose.
All right. As it is also a little bit raining in this evening or this morning, this afternoon, this early
Noonish.
after. Yeah, you guys are around noontime.
Han is going to meditate and ask Shondacle for favorable wind.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Do you do this openly, or is it more just like an inward thought?
It's openly. You would see he's sitting, legs folded, kind of in like a prayer pose.
Okay.
Oi, Shad, make yourself useful.
Is Shad making himself useful?
Shad is asleep.
I asked Shad to go down into the underbelly and see if he can scrounge us up some bread and cheese and something for our travel. And I'd say that I'm behind the wheel, kind of pompous, like I'm
Yeah.
captain of a ship.
Captain Hook over here.
What'd you say?
Captain Hook? No, fucking Johnny Depp.
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Nah, he's
It's
Captain Hook.
exactly. He's doing the hand and everything.
Shad, you here?
Just rolled.
He's rolling.
I know. I don't know what it means.
It's
We
a
usually
mystery.
do.
It's code. For what I don't know.
Being how well I do my Jack Sparrow impersonation.
That'd be a performance check, but no one's ever seen Jack Sparrow because he's not real. You might have seen a play one time about some horrible...
Drunk.
Yeah,
Pirate? Yeah.
sailing the seven
Hey, I mean,
seas.
Swashbuckler is a class now, right? So
No,
no, that's what's in Baldur's Gate, I guess.
they removed it. Yeah, we're new rules. It's not in here yet. It might come back. Who knows?
Can I look around for like fishing gear on this?
There would be some. You can use your words, Elliot. There would be some like netting, not really fishing gear.
Oh,
though.
I would love to grab a like
A cast net.
human-sized net if possible. Because I remember
it's a fishing net, but yeah, you can definitely use it to net someone if you want.
Okay. Taking that.
Put it in your
There's
inventory.
plenty of ropes. Yeah, put a net in your inventory. It is a real thing.
Because you will forget. You're gonna need it
100%.
in three sessions from now, and we'll never
Right.
It's just a
have
net.
it. Well, like a net would have been great on the last one if we would have captured one and we could have figured out what the X was, but
Yeah.
we didn't think of it.
True. You may never know.
So I guess how long have we been traveling? I'd like to
How long have you been traveling?
Yeah,
I
I'd
think
like
it's
to kind of give
You
the
guys are still on
reins
the dock.
over Baron. Oh,
Yep.
are we?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Well, I'd like
Yeah.
to get us pointed in the
we
right
did. I
direction.
was just making sure, like, seeing what you guys were actually like doing, making sure.
Okay, I was
uh,
picturing that we were already taken off.
Fair enough.
Visualizing what I can of this boat, Baron's gonna try and direct the sail where it needs to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll bring you back to
Kinda-
that map so you can get a look at what the boat looks like.
Yeah, it's just a crossbar there, and
It's a small.
I figure I can hold on to one of the bottom crossbar of that sail, and try and direct it where it's catching the wind.
Fair enough. We'll say.
Feedback here.
Adun, give
Yes,
me
sir.
a. Your call, athletics or a dexterity check. And Baron, I will take a nature or survival check to kind of
Nature or
guide the
survival?
sails how they need to be.
Nature or survival? We'll go survival.
Oh, just real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do want to say something. Since I rolled that low, I do want you to know that when I was playing with my boys, I rolled this shitty with dice in real life too. Just so you guys know. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Can't
Fair
blame
enough.
the computer no more.
That's the truth. Everyone is in their own luck. Say with a 6, it counteracts the direction that Baron is kind of trying to. He seems more in tune with the rigging and getting the sail properly adjusted.
Baron.
Almost making up for your shoddy wheel work.
Baron, would you like to take the wheel? I'm used to more luxurious ships.
Baron is dealing with the
You're shoddy driving. I am trying to fix what the fuck you're doing.
yeah,
Okay.
as you almost nearly run aground a few times, you do start to, I would say as you're kind of taking out of port, you definitely knock and scrape into the dock hardly.
It's the rum.
There's no rum on board.
Save the drinking for the dwarfs there.
So I'm going to try to counteract what I just did, almost like when you're in snow, and you hit something slick and you try to spin it back the other way.
I will say as you're coming out of port, like you definitely knock into the dock, scraping along the edge of your vessel. Vessel will take some damage from that, and it might need to get some repairs later. But you come out of dock fine. Like, it's not the hardest thing in the world once there's no obstacles to run into. The river is wide. And you start to drift upriver for a little while. And it's starting to maybe get a little better hang of how the wheel works and how it turns the rudder. Gray clouds quickly become dark black clouds. Winds start to pick up a little more. And you're quickly met by heavier rains.
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was a Billy O.T.
Han,
Yes.
will you take the wheel for me, please?
Sure.
So I would like to hand over the reins to Han, and I'm going to go to basically the center of the ship, and I am going to kind of channel some, basically some dark. My eyes go dark, and I would like to see if I can see anything else, like on the horizon. If there's anything causing this, if it seems to be unnatural.
You can give me a nature check.
Jesus Christ.
With a 7, you are uncertain. But with this, the water starts kind of splashing up and down. I would like Han and Baron to give me... Baron, you can give me another survival or... What did I say last time? A nature check?
Nature.
Yeah.
And Han, I would like a... You know what, you could do a sleight of hand or dexterity or a maybe insight check to go into the waves. As it does kind of create a churning water situation.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And that one. As you start veering away, sight isn't the best. What is Shad doing during all of this? Shadworth. Shad. Elliot. Shad is lost below deck during... You keep banging around down there, Shad. I'd prefer if you talked in voice instead of typing, though. But visibility getting hard with the darkened sky. You hear a loud crunch along crunching scraping along the bottom of the boat. Han, you try to kind of overcorrect as you see bits of wood drifting behind you.
Boy.
Can Baron make an extra hole on the sail?
I would say, Baron, you can give me be a dexterity save. I mean, you've already damaged the vessel, so it's kind of like, yeah. Give me a dexterity save. See if you can save any of this scrapage as you run into something. The boat slows down pretty heartily. With a nat freaking 20. Yeah, you kind of pull the rope to the sail so that it just kind of goes the opposite direction for just a moment, almost spinning it entirely around to kind of pull you back downriver. And back around to get you back on course.
Hey, what's what the fuck you're doing, guys?
I don't think this is
I'm not very good at swimming.
But as you get back on course, you would hear loud splashes. A dark figure emerges onto the deck of your ship. Fish-like, long extended tail, muscular upper torso, with a combination of like devilish-looking fish face and almost humanoid, yeah, pretty humanoid torso, wielding a large harpoon attached by a chain.
I'm going to yell over to Baron immediately and say, he didn't say anything about your mother, but I think we should probably tackle this guy.
As it leaps aboard your vessel, I'm going to bring you guys to a map. We're going to roll some initiative.
Well, my other rolls were good.
That's on par.
Yep, about to be as expected.
Yep.
Oh, hey, somebody got a good roll.
Yeah, the enemy.
No, Shadow rolled a fucking 20.
Oh, did he? Oh, nice. He did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, he's not
18
on
plus
advantage, right? So
He shouldn't be at advantage, but yeah, he should get a 20. I didn't put him on there. Oh, and that's why I didn't put him on there. I got you. The Shad's below deck, so Shad will have disadvantage on this, I'm going to say.
oh, still got better than I did.
So it will be a 12, because you are below deck. As one of these got a... It was
One of these.
Yeah, it's not the only one, okay? Spoiler alert.
I should expect this from you by now.
And that one... There we go. As, yeah, this creature slams onto the deck, immediately tries to impale a dune as it just kind of burbles under its breath, striking into you with its harpoon.
Does it sound 10 will miss?
It got a
Does
16.
it sound human? Oh, a 16?
Yeah.
I thought I saw it.
You saw the dice roll, yeah. It gets bonuses. Imagine
Okay.
that.
So a 16 will definitely hit.
16. As you take 13 points of damage. At which point it tries to bite into you. Getting a nat 20.
Barely hits.
It barely hits. You take 10 points of piercing damage and are poisoned.
So 13 plus 10, so
Yes,
23.
23 points of damage.
Right.
And Jim, you here? Are you really here? Or are you just testing? That will take us to Han. Han, you are in the moment holding on to steering this vessel. What are you doing?
So, keeping one hand on the wheel, Han will use his free action to acid. Just the forearms break out and the pustules again, and the acid kind of starts dripping down, and he will fling like an acid ball at
Okay.
dude.
Give me a martial arts.
Testing, testing.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, I got you.
How does that sound, guys?
Sounds great.
Sounds horrible, but you're here.
Gotcha. I can try to do something about that later, but y'all keep doing
Yeah.
what you're doing. Already ain't there.
He might be.
You never know.
You never know.
He's a sneaky little bitch.
Yeah, maybe he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go report to my uncle, and sneaks aboard the vessel. We'll find out. Han, an 18 does hit this creature. As it slams into it for... You don't have that charger bonus. It will do 5 points of damage.
And that,
You're good.
I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Okay.
Let me take the charger thing off.
Just shooting that acid kind of mixing in with the rain that's falling around you guys. And it just kind of twists and melts into the side of this creature. A nat 20 will definitely hit it. Sorry. Got a hiccup. For 8 more points of damage. And a 12 just misses.
Okay. And that'll end my turn.
Alright. That will take us to Shad. Shad, after hearing the crunching below deck, you hear a loud thud on top of deck and sounds of someone in a voice you don't recognize, this unknown tongue speaking above deck. What do you do?
Checking it out.
You're what?
I'm gonna go check it out.
You got really quiet. I'll turn you up. Said you're
It's
gonna go check it
suspicious.
out. Alright. We'll say we'll use all of your movement to get up top through the hatch. And you see what you see. Adun being harassed by this giant merfolk-like creature.
You said it's up in my face, right? So it will get an opportunity attack? Is it hit me
It's
or-
not your turn, but
Oh, I can't hear him. I thought you said it was my turn.
he said he's coming up top, so you are up
Oh.
top, Shad. That took your movement. You still have your action and bonus action.
Alright. I'll throw a hammer.
All right, you launch a hammer. Give me a light hammer. Thrown. You do not have all of those things like Bless, Rage, Reckless. Or you can Reckless if you want. You can Rage if you want to, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which, because you have your bonus action. You always have your bonus action. I don't know if your Divine
Unless you used
Strikes
it.
work on... Well, he gets like 3 or 4 a day, something like that.
Oh, my screen went somewhere. Okay, so I can. Then I'm a rage.
Okay, you Rage.
I'm raging.
Super Saiyan.
Are you going Reckless?
Nah.
Alright. Just a normal throw.
I'm gonna just get up. I'm gonna see this guy.
And yeah, your Divine Fury does work with thrown weapons. It's just a weapon or an unarmed strike. Does not have to be melee.
I'm about to toss it. Here it comes.
Alright. An 11 is going to be a miss. As you launch the hammer, it slides across the deck as the ship kind of wanes a little bit. Leers into the water.
All right. That's that then.
That is your action. That will take us to Adun. As this thing
Okay,
bit
so-
into you, you feel some weird, strange venom coursing through you. You are poisoned at the moment.
Yeah. Can I like disengage him?
You can use your
That way
action
I
to
don't-
disengage.
Yeah, and I would like to run over to Han, and I'm gonna say, Han, we need your martial
can't.
prowess.
You'd have to go like around, just so you know. So you can be next to him, but next to him and Baron if you wanted to.
Okay. I don't even know where my character just went.
You went under Han.
Oh, okay.
I will say, give me an acrobatics check as you're running across the deck of a wet ship.
I don't make it.
A 12, your movement will be halved. So you can
Okay.
get to there. Actually, you could.
Okay.
You could go. You can get to here.
Okay, I'm gonna let Han know that I'd like to. I'm going for the steering wheel so he can do damage.
Okie doke.
As
And
as his eyes are starting to roll into the back of his head as he looks like he's poisoned.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Adun?
I don't think I can do anything else. I think that's the end of my turn.
All right. You got. I mean, you got a bonus action.
Oops. I clicked the wrong button. But
I don't know what spells you have exactly, but
yeah, I was gonna say I don't have anything that is a bonus action.
fair enough. You don't have Hex.
Oh, that's a bonus action? It doesn't say that it's a bonus action.
Excellent bonus action, yeah.
On your spells, if you go to expand view, you can always see what kind of action things are.
Concentration. Oh, yeah, okay, it is. Yep, I was just cycling through. Yeah, I'd like to hex this fish
Okay.
folk.
Fair enough. Here's a close up of it. Fair enough. As you hex into it, what is just this dark energy? This water kind of whips towards it, as the rain extends into it. That will take us to Bairn. Gimmershard, as you've been manning the ropes.
Yeah, well, we're letting go of the ropes. And we are going to move.
Give me an acrobatics check for your movement.
Okay.
As you are running along wet, slick. Your movement will also be halved for the turn. So you can still get there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to go any further than that. And we are going to attack with a battle axe.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry. I've got my war pick out. We're going to attack with the war pick.
Okay. Attacking with the war pick, a 20 will absolutely hit it.
All right. Come on, roll me something good.
As you deal 4 points of damage as your war pick just kind of pierces into its like hand for a moment. It snarls at you, kind of rearing back its harpoon to stab you.
Yeah, and then we'll go ahead and war priest.
Okay.
And we'll hit him
Bonus
again
action, taking another swipe.
with the war pick.
Yeah, a 20 will absolutely hit it.
Can I get better than a 1 this time?
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
For 8 points of damage as you hack into this thing's kind of like its abdomen. Anything else for your turn?
Nope. That's gonna be it.
That will take us to it as it rears back its harpoon, trying to stab into you. It got a nat 1. As it slips onto the surface of the deck, it will then try to rear out and claw into you. Getting a 21.
That hits.
As it claws across you, like maybe across like your face for 8 points of slashing damage. That will end its turn. Taking us to surprise guest number 2. From the waters, Shad, as you're standing there, does a 16 hit you?
Yeah.
Alright, as you get impaled by a harpoon from the side of the boat, you take 8 points of damage, reduced to 4 because you are raging. But as this thing impales you just enough, it yanks and pulls you into the water with a loud splash. Shad is now swimming with the fishes.
Yeah.
I can't try to save that.
There is no save. If it hits you, it does it. It doesn't automatically grapple you, at least anymore. So, as it pulls out, that harpoon releases from your body. It snarls up and tries to claw into you. Getting a 24 to hit. And yes, Artie, your roll did go through. As this thing claws into you relentlessly in the water, Shad, you take 11 points of slashing damage, reduced to 5. Ending its turn. Taking us to Han. Han, you just saw Shad get, like, out of the darkness, this harpoon just kind of loosely impaled, like, his arm. Or more rather, it probably just grappled onto, like, his shoulder and yanked him off of the deck. He splashed overboard. There's another creature in the waters with him.
Okay, so Han does like one of those like Bruce Lee like slide backs, like about 10 feet,
There's a bunch of cargo and stuff behind you.
Okay, how about 5 feet?
Yeah, you can get 5 feet.
And then we'll run up 10 feet.
As you would run up right next to it.
Yeah. And I do an acid punch straight at it.
All right. As kind of that water around kind of infuses with your own punches as you punch into them. Give me that martial arts. An 8 is going to miss as you... I forgot to make you roll an acrobatics check, but we'll let it slide as you slide forward. You got it. You would have enough movement. Acrobatics is your jam.
And I'm just gonna attack again.
All right. Missing with your first strike as the water kind of slides across its wet, slick body. Going in for a second punch. Ten is also going to miss as not used to being aboard a rocking vessel. Anything else for Han?
That'll be it.
That will take us to Shad in the water.
Well, I guess I'll punch this thing.
Okay. Attacks will be at disadvantage because you are in the water. You do
Any attack?
any attack unless it's with a essential piercing weapon: short sword, dagger, trident, spear, rapier.
Okay, here it comes.
All right, going in for a punch.
For a maul smash.
Oh, okay, going for a maul smash. Okay, so if you go reckless, that would make it a straight roll if you want.
No, because I don't need this thing getting advantage on hits on me.
Okay. So it will be a disadvantage attack. Let's see it as you try and bring your maul out as you're floating in the water, trying to slam into it. Getting a nat 1, that is going to miss. As you splash into the water, hard to get any good leverage. Anything else for Shad?
Nope.
Alright, and as you maintain that rage, being in the water probably makes you even angrier, and the gods just as angry. That will take us to Adun.
So I'd like to. Adun's gonna run over to the steering wheel and like spin it counterclockwise and try to get it to where the ass end meets Shad and this creature or whatever. That way, because I'm assuming we're still moving. That way he doesn't like go
You
past
guys
the boat.
have just started to move again off of the rock, so you're not going super fast. But yeah, you can use your action to do that. Give me your call, a sleight of hand or an insight check. This will utilize your action.
Sleight of hand or insight.
Mm-hmm. Hey, with a 17. Quickly grabbing the wheel and spinning it around. The boat does start to motion that direction. We'll see how this affects it next turn.
And that'll be it. I'm just trying to stop him from going by, or maybe make it easier. You know, the boat kind of meets him to where if he wanted to get up, he could grab on to the netting on the side or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it will bring the front. He's right next to the front of the vessel. It will bring the front away from him, but the back closer towards him.
Okay.
But yeah, that will take us to Baron.
All right. Baron's gonna cast Bane on both of these guys.
Okay. Charisma
That's a
save.
Charisma 13.
Spoiler alert, it's not their strong suit. They
That's
both
what I
got a
figured.
10 and an 11. As these guys are ugly and have no sense of self-worth.
That was my hope. That's what I was praying for.
And he's hexed.
So
Which,
that's
yeah, hex affects like ability
Oh.
checks, so like skills.
that's a 1d4 minus.
Yeah, they'll have minus 1d4 on everything.
All right.
Attacks and saves.
Sweet.
That is your action as this kind of clanging fire erupts around each of them for this moment.
Yep. And then I guess we're gonna use it because I want to maintain that concentration. We're gonna do Shield of Faith.
You would lose concentration on the Bane.
Oh, you're right. That is concentration. Yep. Never mind. All right. Well, then we are going to War Priest him again, and we're gonna attack this one right in front of me.
Alright. Bonus action attacking with the War Pick.
Yep. I'm gonna check that off. And
20 will absolutely hit it. It will take 8 points of damage as this one is looking pretty haggard. Did I just minus 8 from you on accident? I think I did.
what happened?
I think I took away 8 from... No, okay. Anything else for Baron?
Nope. That'll be it.
Alright. That will take us to this creature's turn, as it will once again try to harpoon out towards you. Getting a 14 minus 3. Getting an 11 to hit you, Baron.
No.
And then it will try to bite out towards you. Getting a 22 minus 3. 19 to hit you, Baron.
It hits.
It just barely hits you. You take 6 points of piercing damage, and you are poisoned. You'll need a Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on your Bane. As you do have advantage. Poison doesn't affect saving throws, right? Don't you have Warcaster?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so you should have advantage on that.
Well, I'll roll another 3. How about that?
It wasn't meant to be, as the Bane wears off of both of these creatures. Smiles, and in common, it kind of burbles, "Your magic is useless."
My dice are useless.
Which will end its turn, taking us to Shad in the water. This other one is going to try to stab out with its harpoon towards you. Getting an 11 to hit.
Nope.
As it pierces out, you quickly just kind of splash away from it. And it is also going to try to bite you. Getting a 16 to hit.
Yep.
Alright, as you take 8 points of piercing damage and do have the poisoned condition. And I should note that Adun is no longer poisoned.
Oh.
As it bites out onto you. That will end its turn, taking us to Han.
Poison lasts a turn.
This one lasts, yeah, until the end of its next turn.
Got it.
Okay, Han's gonna do a kick and with like acid on his foot.
Alright, going with a The acid kick. A 15 will definitely hit this creature. Kind of like demonic merfolk.
Demonic mermaid.
Oh, damn.
We'll take
So-
7 points of acid damage. You just swipe into it, melting into its side. This thing looks very badly hurt.
I'm going to flurry of blows.
Forgot to move them at the top of the turn.
Coming back with another acid kick.
Alright. 9's gonna miss with your first swipe as you try and swipe out. It just kind of ducks as best it can, desperate to stay alive.
And coming down with the heel.
Coming down with the heel, 19 will kick it with the heel. As it takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage. It is still up, but just barely so.
That will end my turn.
Alright. That will take us to Shad. Shad in the water. This feeling the biting sting of this creature. Not that it matters, you'll have disadvantage on attacks. But you're also swimming, so you know. What is Shad doing?
That's gonna hit it.
Alright, Shad's gonna try to hit it. Swinging out with his maul, you going reckless or going regular?
Regular.
Going regular. 9 is gonna be a miss. It's just splashing. Dune, you would see Shad's hammer just splash all over the place. Like a thunderous crash itself. Anything else for Shad?
Nope.
You're doing your best to keep afloat. That will take us to a Dune.
Can I see this creature attacking him? Like, would I be able to attack it, I suppose?
Yeah, what would you like? Yeah, you see what you see.
Okay, all right. I was just curious. So seeing that one's battered and bloodied, I'd like to cast Eldritch Blast out at the one that's in the water.
Okay, fair enough. Absolutely, you can. A 14 hits it. We'll take 6 points of force damage. Are you wanting to push it?
Yeah, the max that I can, please.
10 feet away as it gets splashed, like kind of pulsed backward into darkness. Anything else for Radu?
And
That's force
I'm just-
movement, so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity,
Correct.
right? Okay.
You got it.
I'm just going to be holding on to the steering wheel.
Hold on to the steering wheel as Shad is about to get whipped in the back with the backside of the vessel. That will take us to Baron.
Baron's going to battle axe this dude.
Alright. You dropping your war pick?
Or no, I'm sorry. I'm so used to battle axe. No, I'm war picking this dude.
Okay.
And that's disadvantage, correct?
It will be
'Cause-
disadvantage because you are poisoned.
Okay.
Don't we have resistance to poison?
You
Oh, I
do,
do have resistance to poison.
but this is not a saving throw for it.
Okay.
It's one of those things where it automatically does it if it hits. 12 just misses as your
Well, this
war
one-
pick slams into the deck of the ship there.
Well, he's gonna get it again.
Alright, swinging out with your other divine fury.
My last war priest.
It's not actually divine fury, but yeah,
Come on, buddy. You can
descriptive
do it.
words.
Nope, 7's not gonna do it.
12 is also going to miss.
All right. That is about it for me.
As you're swinging out towards it, it lunges at you and will Yeah, it'll just try to harpoon you. Getting a 25 to hit, and it just jabs into your gut.
That hits.
You take 15 points of piercing damage.
And I am down.
As Baron drops, it snarls and looks towards Han and just lashes out with its claw. Han getting a 23 to hit.
The hit's deflection.
Absolutely, you can try to deflect it. Roll. Yeah, you should have a deflect attack button, right? Yeah, you got to deflect. Oh no. If you your reaction, so roll the D10, and we add your monk plus dex, so adding 7 to it, as it did 9 damage, and you deflect all 9 of it.
Beautiful.
As it jams its hand onto the railing of the ship. That will take us to the one with Shad in the water. One with Shad in the water. We'll take this opportunity to thrust its harpoon towards you. We're getting an echo from you, Artie. Or we were. Not anymore. Shad getting a nat 20.
Nice.
As it launches its harpoon towards you, Shad, you would take 23 points of damage, but instead you take 11 points of piercing damage as it pulls you closer towards it. And it's going to try to bite you again. But only getting an 11 to hit you, Shad.
Nope.
As it gets a big mouthful of water.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can hear you.
All right, this is about the best my audio will get, but I'm here.
It's not bad.
Fine, sounds fine.
Bad
to me.
enough.
Yeah. Do you want to roll initiative? I know you're not on the map. We can say you're below deck.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll. That's probably a good idea.
Perfect. Already, you stowed yourself amongst the stowage below deck and been trying to make your way forward. You're such a good hiding space that you've been spending the past 30 seconds trying to get back to the hatch. Han, you are up.
Okay. Han will deliver a blow.
All right.
It's like a wicked acid elbow.
All right, giving it a throwing bows. Acid bows. Your elbow dripping with liquid. 18 does indeed hit it. It will take 9 points damage. You just elbow it right in the face as its jaw just kind of becomes unhinged a little bit and just kind of melts into its face as it drops onto the deck of your ship.
Cool.
Killing blow.
Anything else for Han?
Han's just gonna move over to this side of the ship.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Hopping over Baron's body. That will take us to Shad in the water.
Same old, same old. Here it comes.
All right. As dwarves were not meant for swimming. There's no such thing as an aquatic dwarf. As you splash into the water once more, it's just probably pissing you off even more as Yeah, this is not a good space for a dwarf to be. Anything else for Shad?
Nope.
Alright. That will take us to Artie. As you clamber above deck, this will take your move action. We'll see if your
Okay.
internet can handle the graphics going on.
Ah, I see things.
As you finally can
him.
see things, you, unfortunately, with your human vision, you do hear splashing as everyone's looking overboard. But you do see Bairn, possibly dead on the deck of the ship next to this monstrous merfolk creature.
Wow. Okay. Can't see much else, and I'm fully moved at this point.
Yeah, that is your action. Or you haven't used action or bonus action. That's just your movement.
I really don't think there's much else I can do without being able to see anything at this point.
You can try to resuscitate Bairn if you want.
Well, can I reach him?
Yeah, if you'd have to use your bonus action to move over there. Or
Oh,
action.
that's true.
You're a rogue.
I'm a rogue. Yeah, I'll move over here right next to Bairn and kind of try to shake him and slap him up and, stabilize him.
Yeah. Doing your best with your medicine. Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Not my thing. See what we get.
Rolls a nat -20. After the 16, as you quickly just kind of find some loose cloth and just jam it in to stop the bleeding and putting pressure on. Like, you've seen it done before. This Bairn is stable. You see bite marks and stab wounds all over him. Fair enough.
All right, that would be bonus action and action. That's it.
That will take us to Adun, steering the vessel at the moment. The Shad is getting further away from the boat also.
So that one went down last turn, so I'd like to put my hex on this other one that's in the
Alright.
water.
Bonus action reapplying Hex. Gotcha.
And then for my, I guess, can I mind sliver it?
You absolutely can.
Okay, so it's intelligence 14.
It got a 14.
And the hex doesn't do anything to that, right?
Not unless it were to do damage. As it makes it save against your spell.
Okay. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Alright. As Baron spends his turn unconscious, that will take us to the marrow in the water. As... Yeah, Artie, you would hear this incessant splashing off the side of the vessel. This thing's going to try to jam its harpoon into Shad, getting an 11 to hit.
Nope.
As you're just doing your best to A, keep above water, and B, avoid amongst the waves and the thunderous crashing around you. What is with the magic effect?
It's hexed.
Yeah.
Your other one was doing that too.
Yeah, I know.
It was him doing it.
It's me doing it.
Oh,
That's how I found y'all on the map.
I'm having fun.
That's
Yeah,
fair. It will claw out towards Shad. Getting a 13 to hit you, Shad.
No.
As it tries to splash out, it does not make any purchase,
it's like the most epic water battle.
which will take us to Hanabuk.
Han will come up next to Baron here and cast
As you see Artie just kind of plugging the holes. He seems stable. The bleeding is
Seems
stopped.
stable.
Yeah.
You know what? Do I wanna
Do you want a Fanta?
Fanta? Don't you wanna?
Good times, 20 years ago.
Great times 20 years ago. Let's see here. Bye.
Gonna hop in after him?
I think that's my only course of action here to be honorable. Yeah, I'm gonna hop in.
All right. As you go for a swim. Movement speed will be halved once you get in there, but you are in there. How far are you going out?
That's good right there.
I will say, you do have a spear, which does not have disadvantage on attacks in the water. Your other strikes will, though.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there. If you wanted to get closer, you could.
Yeah, I'll get closer and use the spear.
All right. Pulling out your handy dandy spear.
Pocket spear.
Pocket spear. That's better than pocket sand in the wet
Very much so.
terrain, yeah. Give me a spear attack. A 17. Yeah, as you thrust forward with the spear, 17 absolutely hits it. So we'll take 5 points of piercing damage.
And then I could follow up with a martial arts attack at disadvantage, right?
Absolutely, you could. You still have that kind of acid, and you know, even more in tune with the acid as you're in water. In fact, you know what? I'll say for one attack, I won't give you disadvantage, because you're literally in your element at the moment. Literally.
Ooh,
20 will hit it. As it will take 8 points of acid damage as the acid kind of seeps into the water around it. You just kind of like super splash, like, you know, the really annoying thing as kids you do. That's what you do to this guy, except for it burns.
Cool. That will that'll end my turn.
All right, that will take us to Shad in the water. You aren't poisoned anymore, just so we're clear on it. Shad, what are you doing? You are still in the water trying to swing this big old hammer. Not a water weapon, but
I sure am.
once it hits, it's going to be good. A 16 hits it. Absolutely. As the fury of the gods, you hear this thunder kind of crack out in this moment as it strikes into him.
it was excellent timing on saying that. The thunder was rumbling.
I know, right? As it does 18 points of damage as you kind of crack into his shoulder, bobbing him down in the water for a moment. Resurfaces angrier than ever. Anything else for Shad? Pretty much if you just wanted to swim any direction or not. Treading water there?
Dude, I don't think I got anything else.
I'm stabilized. Can I say anything?
No. You're unconscious. That will take us to Artie. Artie, you see Han diving overboard into the dark of the water. And you can kind of just barely almost make out him lunging at something in front of him.
Okay. Move forward a little bit. I can't see any better. Let's go ahead and take a blind shot. Why not?
All right. Give me a shot at disadvantage.
Yeah, because I can see Han. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see what he's shooting at. Taking a shot in the dark. Like a rainbow in the dark.
Oh, jeez.
Like a rainbow in the dark.
Exactly.
Oh no, my connection's bad again. I have to. I'm just kidding. um, here goes.
18 will hit
Oh,
it. You don't get sneak attack, but you do hit it.
You don't get sneak attack at disadvantage?
If you have disadvantage, it cancels out any possibility of sneak attack.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why I did that. Take 8 off of that.
I will take 8 off
No.
of that, still doing 10 points of damage as an arrow from behind in the dark strikes this creature in its eye as
What a
it
shot.
sinks into the depths below. And we'll hop out of combat there as Shad and Han are in the water. It's not super tumultuous waters, but it isn't the best. I will say just an athletics check from both Han and Shad to get back aboard. Han, give me an athletics check. Okay. Fair enough. With that, Shad and Han make it aboard, seeing Baron unconscious, and Artie's apparently on board as well.
Is Artie still by Baron?
Yeah.
I'll walk over and give him a pat on the shoulder and say, "Good shot." And then I'm gonna kick Baron and say, "Get up! You're embarrassing us."
Baron does not get up from being kicked.
Han would walk over and cast Cure Wounds on Baron.
Alright, as you... A little breath of wind breathes into... You can't stand on the pole. That's the mast. You can stand.
I mean,
you
he
can
is
stand
a
next
monk.
to it thematic. Yeah. Just pole dancing there. Yeah, give me a cure wounds.
Okay.
If you dare. As Baron, you come back with 13 hit points.
Baron kind of gets up and looks over at Artie and, "Laddie, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, but I sure do appreciate it."
Okay. Well, I had to get a nap before I left, but you guys make a lot of noise.
He'll stand up and clap Han on the shoulder. "Thank you, brother."
Of course, brother.
And then I want to go over and take a look at this water demon thing that just attacked the fuck out of us.
Sure, you can give me a history or a nature check.
Let's see, nature or history. We'll do history. Oh,
No worries. With a 15, yes, you've heard of these water demons, as they are known as. They are called Marrow. They're definitely vicious aquatic hunters. Almost combining features of ogres and predatory fish with a merfolk, what like classic you would think, except for very much raider sentimentality and just carnage, as they are known for dragging people under and drowning them.
So fucking gnolls and ogres of the water.
Yeah, yeah, they're definitely like the ogres of the water. A large sickly harpoon, too big for any of you to wield properly, attached with a small chain.
Anything else on here? Like, do they have big fangs or claws that I might be interested in as a trophy?
I mean, it's got teeth, yeah.
How big is its skull?
Um, twice the size of yours, like the size of an ogre.
Okay. I'm gonna cut its head off.
Sure. It's a weird kind of here's a better picture of it.
Oh yeah, that's a freaky fucking.
It's a little bit. I'd say it's maybe not twice as big as yours, but they're bigger.
So I'm gonna cut its head off, and I'm gonna turn over to Han and be like, "Hey Han, can you bleach this for me?" Assuming I see he's still got his acid on his hands.
Aye. Yeah. And I'll just kind of grab the head and just leak acid all over it.
Yeah, start melting the skin and scales off of the skull.
Yep. And then I'm gonna attach it to like kind of my pack, like hanging there as a trophy.
Meanwhile, Adun, I want you to give me your call, insight or sleight of hand check for steering the wheel. Okay, maintaining control in these trying times.
After that travel, what time? Where are we at time of day wise? It's gotta be.
It's hard to tell. It's like mid-afternoon, maybe. You guys are only a couple hours up river so far.
pretty far away from these fuckers, from these things, huh?
If you guys continue travel, yeah, you guys are a little ways away from where the ambush happened.
Well, and from our destination.
You're making okay time, honestly, considering.
Well, what's the play, boys? We keep on going. We try and find a spot to get some dinner.
Dad's gonna grunt and just sit down.
I feel like more answers lie upriver.
Agreed?
Fair enough.
But I do not know if we're in the quite the state for another confrontation at the moment.
Indeed. Perhaps we should. Is there an anchor on this boat?
There is right up at the top.
Yep.
Perhaps we should anchor and rest.
Hey, might not be a bad idea. Although there may be more of those fucking mermaid things around here. We pull up to the side and make camp.
Aye.
So
It's
what you guys
agreeable
want to do? The muddy shores, so it's usually not advised to actually pull up to the side.
Get close, drop anchor, and we can.
It's swim ashore.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, leave the boat unattended.
I don't know if Baron's gonna go swimming in his heavy armor, but I don't know. Anybody else have any ideas?
I mean, like I said, we could just anchor the boat and stay on the boat.
Yeah, I mean, if we get out of the middle, over towards
Yeah.
the side.
Yeah.
What about just anchor in the boat and then we can sleep on the boat?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But towards the side, I don't know if there's any other vessels coming down the.
It is
Like
only like
anchoring in-
mid-afternoon, just so you know.
Right. I was thinking about a short rest.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely use one of those. At very least.
So you could definitely take a short rest and over the course of a couple hours if you want to keep traveling.
Yeah, we could do that.
Like
I'm
kind of
cool.
take shifts.
Alright.
Okay.
Short rest it is.
As you're continuing your travel upriver, you would see another lantern in the darkness, and eventually a ship smaller than yours be ferrying downriver. See a few passengers aboard it. It definitely doesn't have like it's no sail. It's more of a rowing, like a longboat kind of vessel. More
Can
of
I
a-
tell what they're dressed in? Like if they're fancy or if they're just like, commoner
Sure.
village run down.
Yeah, there's like 4 passengers aboard. The skies become less darkened and they get more gray tones, so you can actually visibility starts to get a little better. They seem to be. Give me a perception check to see what they're wearing. One of them kind of waves at you as they're passing. Not like trying to come close to your boat, because you don't want to crash 2 vessels in the water. The dune looking out, you can't really see too well what they are dressed in, aside from look like normal cold weather, kind of like rain gear. A lot of them have their hoods up. They also have a lantern on the front of their ship.
I'd like to try to flag them over and be like, can you help?
Sure,
I'm trying.
give me a persuasion check.
Artie looks at a dune like he's nuts.
Yeah, with a 17, it takes some time, but eventually they row to catch up with you.
I did not mean to do that.
You're good, you're good.
All good.
They kind of pull up within shouting distance. Voice would call out, what was that? Need help with something?
Yes, we were attacked on our travel, and do you have anything to help? I'm bleeding, and I was poisoned, and is there anything that you have that may help me? Because I haven't taken a rest. I'm all fucked up.
What, just kind of shout out, what got you, monsters or pirates?
Monsters. I don't. They look like giant fish people.
Downriver?
Yes. South of us.
See him kind of mumble,
Take heed if you are traveling that way.
yeah. You see him kind of mumble something back to the others aboard his vessel. A little stir of emotion amongst their crew. It's noted. We don't have anything to help, though.
We killed the fucker, so it should be safe.
Oh. Well, that's good to know. What sort of help are you needing? A priest?
A healer of some sort.
We ain't got no priest aboard. Gods have definitely, not happy about today, that's for sure.
What?
Oh, it's that, friend.
What was that?
Why is that, friend?
The downpour and thunder. Swear I saw giant birds in it. Could have been a dragon. Just the crack of lightning. Who knows?
Can I see if like study him and see if he was maybe
They're good
lying
like
to
60
us?
feet away. I'd say you can't
Oh,
get an insight on these
60?
guys. Yeah. Yeah, within yelling
Alright.
distance.
Oh, okay.
They don't know who you guys are.
Come closer. I can't quite see you.
That's okay.
Come closer, and I'm going to like try to like lower my voice, like almost like he doesn't want to do anything against what I'm saying.
Are you casting a spell?
No, but like almost like I'm trying to intimidate him. Like, oh, I better get over this.
Um,
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think you can do that.
Give me intimidation at disadvantage.
Okay, can I just roll it? I'm just gonna roll it twice.
Yeah. Why? We're just on our way. What do you need
On your
from
way
us?
where?
South, going to Womford.
I want to see if you actually have anything.
Are you pirates?
No, but it seems like I could be.
Okay.
We'd best get going.
Hey, we best get going.
Artie is going to step forward and kind of take the wheel
As they're already starting to drift downriver.
and say, "You might want to lay down for a minute, Grandpa."
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to the back of the boat and go sit down there.
As they will quickly get out of sight of another vessel
you-
that is trying to hustle them, they believe.
Yeah, do kind of keep an eye out. And while I'm steering, Artie will pull a lantern from his satchel. A bullseye lantern. So he'll cover it to light it. That way he can focus it as needed so he's not caught by surprise again.
Absolutely. Illuminating out as the river, the boat is gone from sight after a couple of minutes, unless you wanted to like give chase.
The boat.
But a couple of hours do pass. The gray skies start to get a little lighter in coloration as the rains start to pass. There's still little bits of rain, lightning and thunder far in the distance. On the western shore of the Desserin River, you spot what looks to be, I don't want to, decrepit's not the right word, not quite decrepit, a small keep that seems in disrepair. One of the towers it's kind of built into the water to where the keep itself juts out of the water. You can see a gate heading inward that is less of a gate, more of just like an opening kept between two parts of the ramparts that is a large chain going from either side. Two other small kind of jutting towers on different angles. And in the far distance on the other side, you can see a larger tower, kind of the base of the operation, not operation, but the more central structure. Has smaller buildings within the space. You can even see a boat or two on the inside. Another keel boat, similar to yours, but with no sail. And a smaller rowboat, as you would see this. Lanterns are starting to be lit along as it is about to be nighttime. And as you guys arrive in the late afternoon, early evening, that is where we're going to take our little 5-10 minute break. So stick around, folks. We'll be back in a few.
All right. Be back in a few.
Alrighty. Last we left off, folks, our crew, well, now you can actually call them a crew, aboard the stolen vessel, started to make their way towards a unknown destination, knowing the way but not knowing what they're going to. Had arrived at a large, disrepaired keep. Seeing an entryway, probably big enough for your vessel, within. That does have a couple of boats inside. How do you approach? I'd say you could see this far off, so you're not like, hey, you're already at the front, or at the water gate. How are you guys approaching, though?
And I apologize for misunderstanding. This is the location marked on the map.
It is the location marked on the map.
Just making sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I hadn't had that clarified either, so yeah. And let me also clarify and say, like, I don't know if Warpreet, like, I can't see it anywhere in the description.
No,
but
if it says,
any button,
yeah, no, you're good.
and it gave them all back to me.
Yeah, you're
the
good.
second time too.
Yeah.
Okay.
No worries.
All right, sorry for the interruption.
No, you're
Go ahead.
good. You're good.
Some people were.
So I'd like to pull Baron to the side, and I'm going to say, you wanted information before, and I've been reluctant to give it out. We must proceed extremely cautious from this place. I have been here before, and I know that I would be unwelcomed if I was recognized.
Well, for once, I agree with you.
I don't
Sure you
think
take it
that
easy.
they knew who I was. I used a false name and a bit of a disguise while I was here, but it would bode very well for us if they did not. recognize me.
Oh, and why would you be so unwelcome?
Because they are. I took something from here after I found out that the dealings of which they took part in, it started to disagree with me, if you will.
And what might those dealings be?
Yeah, could you be a little more vague? I think I almost understood some of that.
I could be a little bit more vague for you if you'd like. I took part in a job, if you will, here, and they would take in people, willing or not, to help with the upkeep of this fort. There will be people here that do not want to be here, if you will.
Talking about fucking slaves?
As much as it pains me to say so, yes.
Well, I
Is
can't
that
blame
why
you
you're
for
making your
anything.
that face? You're in pain?
Well, it didn't really agree with me that I was called old earlier.
Well, I mean, you are.
To you, yes, I would be. But yes, I think it would be very unwise to go poking and prodding too much.
Well, it
And
sounds to me like we do need to do some poking and prodding if they're keeping slaves here.
Hi.
However, we should be very cautious about it, huh?
I will try to blend in with you the best that I can.
Well, maybe you spend some time here on the boat, or in the bushes, or somewhere where nobody's gonna fucking see you.
Well, I mean, we're not planning to just waltz right in, are we?
No, but we're not planning on waltzing right in, but we're here. What's
If
the
you
plan?
all want me to hang back on the boat to make this easier, I can do that. I'll just start heading to the underneath of the boat where Artie came from. Well, I guess I wouldn't know exactly where he came from, but
You saw him pop
where
up from below deck, yeah.
yeah, where Shad
The cargo hold,
Shad-
yeah. Absolutely. Are you planning to approach the water gate, or are you hoping to anchor elsewhere and approach, like, there's probably a front gate to this place as well.
Oh, you know what? I'm.
Go ahead.
You go ahead, bud. Go
I
ahead.
say, what if we keep on scooting by, and go about 200 or 300 yards, maybe a half a mile up shore, and kind of make our way back? We can anchor the boat.
So I would like to, before they take off, I'm going to place my hand kind of on the back of Bairn's head, and I'm going to use my awaken mind on.
Okay. What's the range on that?
It says creature I can see within 30 feet of me. Two of you are connected within a number of miles
Okay, yeah.
equal to my charisma modifier.
Yep. What does this feel like for Baron as Adun just touches your head? What is this? What does Baron feel, Adun?
I'd say so. I reach over to him, and it's almost like our minds are locked to where
What?
I'm going to speak to him, and I'm not
I'll say
using my.
it feels kind of, I would say, it feels kind of like water filling your ears for a moment, Baron, before your ears pop and you can hear Adun speak in your head.
So Baron kind of like, not aggressively, but kind of like turns around and slaps his hand and like kind of shakes his head. Like, what the fuck was that? What did you fucking do to me?
And then I'm going to, without moving my lips, just be like, we're connected. If anything arises here or with you, we can communicate with one another.
Hey, you cheeky bastard. That's a fancy trick. Next time, go ahead and fucking ask me before you do something like that.
So you park the boat a couple hundred yards to the north, leaving Adun there.
Yeah.
I would. Well, hold on. If we're gonna park the boat and we're all gonna make a trek, I wonder if we keep everybody with us. Adun, you can hang back or hide in the bushes, but I'd rather have you close by, or at least not too far away.
Is there a way to disguise him?
Or he disguised himself, be
Well, I can hide off in, like, I don't know. You said that there's a bit of an undercroft or whatever. Just kind of tuck myself out of the way. That
Yeah,
way,
there's plenty of like areas to hide around it.
yeah, I'm not chilling on the boat. So if something does arrive or arise, I would be able to make my way towards them, I suppose. Without swimming towards them.
I gotcha. Yeah, you can kind of get on shore and just be nearby if you'd like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, do I have to make a specific like action to talk to a dude?
Yeah, you just talk to him. It's
Or,
just like you're talking right now.
Okay.
He has to use an action to make the connection, but before that, or like after that, you guys are connected.
How long? Because I tried to type it into the compendium, but it didn't. It didn't pop up.
Okay, it says the telepathic connection lasts for a number of minutes equal to your warlock.
Oh, so it only lasts for 4 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until just now.
No. Well, it's a good thought.
Yeah. I still feel like it would be better. Regardless of what they say, I'm still going to hang back because
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck them over by being spotted or whatever.
Well, I'm gonna turn to a dune before we get set out. And what else can you tell us about these guys? Anything that we should know? I mean, what are they
Yeah.
on? What are they looking for?
It's the Black Network.
This is not the Black Network.
Oh, maybe I misread that. Small fort along the river to surround. So there's a priest, Brosnan, spoke of the truth of the deep waters. and great revelations to come. In the spoke out. Don't want to say anything. I think that's about it.
So these are pirate cultists.
Yeah, it seems more like cultists. And then yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
Is I don't know if that fits. I'm just gonna go by it.
Well, you can ask questions.
Well, I was just curious, is Grimjaw here?
That's what you know of, yeah.
Yeah, so there is someone here named Grimjaw that takes in people, willing or not, to help with the upkeep of this fort. So I would say the man in charge would be Grimjaw to go find him or he would have information.
So he's a slaver.
What'd you say?
So he's a slaver.
Yeah.
So here's a thought, boys. We got a gentleman here who doesn't need no weapons to fight. Maybe we have and bear in air quotes, maybe we have a slave orc here. And I kind of look over at Han. It might be Aaron.
Han nods. Good work.
I would say they would call it less slavery, more indentured servitude.
Servitude.
Either way. And I'd ask, Baron would ask Adun, are they paying money for these folks?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a job.
No, I mean if we brought somebody up there, would they asking for money for a servant? Would they pay us?
I wouldn't see why not. It seems I was kind of more in charge of making sure that the ones that came in were doing what they were told.
Right. Well, what do you think? Do we want to bring our indentured servant Han here? Or do we want to go about it a different way?
I think it's a good idea, honestly.
So how convincing do you want this to look?
That would be pretty convincing, I would say.
Artie will reach into his satchel and he'll say, "Would a pair of manacles help?" And he'll pull out a pair of manacles.
Of course, Artie would have manacles. I think that would be good. Can you sabotage the manacles?
Easy enough to rig to where they're not really locked. He could snap them off with a simple motion.
Beautiful.
But if you're going up to present your servant, I'm going to remain unseen.
So
Well,
two dwarves escorting an.
What do you think
Well-
about Adun? You coming back? Are they that hateful of you? If you brought him a servant for tribute back into the fold?
Well, maybe if I was to go in bringing them this orc,
That's what I'm saying. You
like
bring
getting
him
back
as
in your favor.
yeah, you bring him as tribute to get back in favor.
Tribute. Yeah, I suppose we could do that.
Hmm.
I might know a way of us to gain entry a little bit easier. Like as we escorted the orc up there, seeing some familiar faces and being able to greet them properly.
Well, it's going to be split in the group, so we have to be careful on what we do if Artie's going to stay back.
Well, I'm not going to stay back.
He's just trying to stay unseen. He'll be lurking in the shadows.
I'm going to
He's
case
like-
the joint. I mean, check out the joint.
You little bastard.
I mean,
Well-
we didn't even know he was still on the boat, so.
Learn not to question him in matters of stealth. Well, I can't think of a better plan than that.
Well, rig
Do we
me
wanna
up.
wait- do we want to wait till the morning, or do we want to go right now?
I'm ready to go whenever.
Well, they will have seen the boat.
So if we don't go, I think that they would approach us.
Maybe. Just kind of be aware that they might think he's bringing them more than just an orc. An orc and 2 dwarves.
I'm not in shackles.
Get to sleep. Elliot.
Say it again, but louder. Elliot! It seemed to have stopped for a second when you yelled out.
When I said his name.
Yeah,
Elliot-
it did
Elliot?
for
You there?
my gyro must have hit him hard.
Gyro. No, he's still sleeping.
Yeah, he's gone.
Cool.
Well,
Okay, so he's asleep in the hold in the ship.
Yep. So Shad's in the ship. So, or you can drag him his. Can still be.
Hey, one more sacrifice.
yeah, there's another.
Oh, we got him on a cart.
Oh,
Is there a cart on the ship? I
There is not.
can put this fucking
You can drag him
giant
with a
dwarf
net.
on.
Make our orc slave take him.
Oh, that's not a terrible idea. That's a good look. That's a real good look, actually.
Yeah.
think so.
Have Han take him.
Yeah.
Have Han in shackles dragging a unconscious dwarf.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's not a bad play. All right.
How
let's do
does
that.
how does Han feel about all this?
He said he was all right. How does Han feel about all this?
I think it should work.
All right, so Han thinks it should work. Let's. Oh boy, this is either going to be really great or really bad. So let's see what happens.
All right. So you pretend shackle Han. Tangle up Shad in the netting.
Yep.
Awesome.
Artie is sticking to the shadows as it is getting darker out.
and he's scampering from cover to cover, keeping the group in sight, but also in a real way kind of casing the joint per his profession.
Yeah, absolutely. As you start to approach from the north, you can see that this small keep actually has a pretty good overview of the Desern River. They definitely would have seen your vessel. This space here, it is a half-mile wide at this point. You can see that there's a gatehouse atop it, kind of atop this low bluff. The walls are built like over and to the water's edge. And the keep itself seems old, worn, but you do see new timbers and shingles, kind of suggest that repairs are underway. And you can see a white banner with a blue gauntlet flying over the top of the keep as you're getting close to it. And yeah, as you walk around to the front gate, you can see that it is closed. The main entrance features what looks to be a 2-story gatehouse attached to a round tower next to it. Arrow slits easily looking out onto the ground outside the gate. The gate itself is a double door of thick timbers reinforced by iron bands. You approach.
Overall, how
Yeah.
secure does the place look? Like, if I wanted to get in, not through the front door, what do I think?
You could probably do it. The walls are about 20 feet high. Or you could, noticing the water entrance is just a thick chain across, like to keep boats from exiting and entering at will. It won't keep anyone from swimming.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the rest of you guys approach the front gate.
Yeah, I'm gonna rap on the gate and say, "You there?" Or you know, just trying to grab somebody's.
Yeah, as you rap on the gate, you hear clattering sounds and a muffled voices come from inside the gatehouse up top. Then at a second story arrow slit directly over the gate, you see a human. Can't see much of him, but you do see him wearing a leather jerkin, a big black beard. Who are you? What do you want?
Come down and look what I have brought. And I kind of like gesture out to, well, I guess it'd be behind me because I'm leading, but just trying to show that I've brought some unwilling people to this place.
All right, I need you to state who you are and what you want.
I'm gonna look. All right.
Otherwise, you can fuck off.
It's a dune. I've returned.
Is it doing that the name that they would know?
Yeah. I don't. I just wanted to steal.
What's your business here? I don't know the name.
I've brought some slaves to help with the upkeep of this fort.
Hold on a moment. Here's some clattering.
Okay, so is he gone? Will
yeah,
anybody
he
be able
from
to?
the window? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn towards Bairn and Han, and well, I already used my name. Never mind.
Yep.
Okay.
That's one way to
Yeah.
enter. But it takes a minute or so for him to come down as the gates open to a 30-foot long passage heading east. You see a portcullis at the other end of the passage as this guy opens the door.
I'm gonna
Adun,
shove
eh?
Han.
Who knows you?
I need to. I feel like we should have came up with a plan a little bit more.
He had one.
Yeah.
That's out the window.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Do I still have my like thought thing with Bairn?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna think real quick, like Baron, like should we ask to see Grimjaw? Are we trying to see if we can just bring our slaves in to whoever's in charge? Maybe not see the big dog right away.
I think we should go see.
Thinking a long time about this answer.
Yeah, who can I speak to get rid of these slaves here?
We didn't take slaves. Take servants,
These,
though.
I have some volunteers, if you will.
Yeah.
It's a fucking orc. All the good for is getting money. Are you paying for servants or what?
Orcs ain't good at getting money. They're good muscle, though. That one looks as scrawny
you're
as
gonna
all
get
get
money.
out.
You're gonna get money for me. You gonna pay us for this orc? I got a big old dwarf back here too.
Yeah, we're hiring. What are you wanting to get for them?
Are you the one that makes those decisions?
I'm the one that's got to run it up the ladder.
How about we run it up the ladder? Why don't you take us to the person that makes those decisions?
You know, we're looking for other sorts of volunteers. People looking to make a bit of coin.
Aye.
Kind of volunteers.
What kind of volunteers would those be, eh?
Bit of this, bit of that.
I'm always looking to make some coin. You'd be a little bit more specific.
Just a bit of, finders, keepers sorts of things.
Still not very specific. How do I get more details?
That's as detailed as you're gonna get right now. If you don't know what I mean by that, then perhaps this ain't the right place for you.
I know what you mean by that in general. Where do I go? Who do I talk to? What do I
Oh, if you
steal?
knew what I mean by it, then don't play dumb. We'll
If
get
you're
you.
handing out jobs, you gotta be a little bit more specific than that.
I thought I was being specific. We finds it, we keeps it.
Aye. What are you trying to find?
Everything.
What would you want us to find?
A bit of this and that. What's out there, you know. Plenty of boats going up and down the river these days.
Aye, so there's a detail, huh? On the boats.
And
Would've been nice if
wagons.
we talked that earlier.
Not just boats, sometimes wagons, some horses. Don't know. Could go for a couple of horses. I ain't got no horses right now. Sent some people out to go get some the other day. I haven't returned yet. Sometimes it takes a
And what are you
while.
paying? And what are you paying for horses?
We're not paying for horses. We're not in the market to buy things. I don't know if you've picked up on that yet. We're finders keepers, not
so you're
buyers
giving
keepers.
So you're giving us safe haven then? If we're bringing you horses?
Safe haven.
What do I get out of this deal?
Get to live it up. I'm asking a lot of questions about just a simple job. If you don't want it, that's on you.
You want me to find fucking horses, is what I got out of this.
What? No, you twisting my words around. Listen, We're just tying a bunch of muscle, alright? Are you muscle or not?
Right.
That's,
I'm
that's all
muscle.
we're asking for. We don't need specific this, specific that. We can't get very specific about things when we don't know it, do we?
Then where do you need me to go, and what do you need me to do?
We don't need you to go nowhere. Just pop on in. We'll have you talk with the boss.
All
And
right.
see if you want to be part of the crew. Hiring and it's sure hiring, but what you expecting you to get a fair wage for finding a horse? This is a very confusing conversation.
All right.
I'm gonna go into Baron's head and I'm gonna tell him they want us to do something for them and we'll get something in return. Specifics are going to be left out. It's
I'm trying to
basically
figure out
agree to do this, and then once you're done, we'll talk about what it's worth.
Not even that. He's just like, do you want to be a part of the gang?
Mm-hmm.
Are you cool, bro? That's pretty much all he's saying. Because he doesn't have jobs or like, what are you looking for? They're not looking for anything. What do bandits look for? Stuff to rob.
I mean, and I'll talk to a dude and like, I don't really know if we can accept this right now because that puts Han in a fucking bad spot.
We're all in a bad spot.
Although if Han plays along with it, he's not going to be in chains, so he can bide his time. I just worry about fucking Shad. Yeah,
I'm gonna look to the guard
And
and
I'm
just let's go ahead and lead the way, and I'm gonna give I'm gonna give Han a nudge and kind of kick Shad as he's in the net. Let's go.
all right, let's go.
Mm.
I'm fucking bored. Let's see what you got. See if it entertains me.
Where we go? Where you go? You're expecting a lot of stuff as people that just showed up here. Did you not?
I'm expecting some action. I like to kill fucking things.
He'll start
I like
leading
to-
you in. I do have a map for this. This does not mean combat. I promise.
Yeah, usually when I see that jump gate loading,
Well, he said, I do have a map for this. He didn't say, let me take you to a map.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Uh,
there is a difference.
He'll take you inside through here. You can see a arrow slit that does have somebody on the other side. As he gets out to this kind of gate area, this would be in the past the gatehouse. Yeah, you can see it looks to be a rundown. This is the castle yard. He lets out a whistle as 4 people rush out. Like, yeah. I'm taking him to see Jolly. Keep an eye on him. And they got a tied up dwarf. And an orc. It might be tough. We'll find out. They just kind of nod. And yeah, the area inside you can tell is mostly kind of a small courtyard, mostly bare dirt, tufts of wiry grass, and a little bit of grass growing up above the pathway. A stable standing to the east, pretty tattered and ruined, and gatehouse directly behind you. And you see a large keep occupying the most northern area. And someone roll me a d6. Okay. At 3.
Good old Dune. Fucking
No, I
rolling
just
like a champ.
wanted the first one.
No, I know. That's very on brand.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the old stable is definitely in bad shape. Most of the roof is caved in. There can't really see inside. But he would then keep escorting you this way. Past what looks to be a... Next to the stables is a more intact building. You do see some light filtering through inside the castle walls up here. And up to the large building, you can see a small tabernacle nearby.
Tabernacle, huh?
Yeah, a small tabernacle. That's what that is. Which would be... Have a thing of that? Of course they don't have it. It's yeah. You can't really see much inside of it. I mean, yeah, there's windows. It is well lit in there. You can see some bodies moving about. But it'll take you up to the main gate of this. Open the door. Where you can see the large... That's where we are. Okay. Bring you into a large room. The great hall, essentially, of the keep. 2 stories high, stone stairs on both sides of the room, kind of leading up to a stone balcony beyond. Brings you in here. And heavy double doors that you entered in through. You do see arrow slits kind of on the south and north walls in here. And at the west end of the room, below the balcony, a large wooden chair sits behind a wide table littered with papers and discarded plates. A second table with this one, long, furnished with benches running down the middle of the hall. Walls in here are painted green and blue and decorated with tattered banners showing nautical designs. Sitting at this desk is a large human in rough leathers, seemingly very scrappy with his hair that's growing, like almost mutton chops if he could grow it. Like, it's very patchy, but long and thick where it is patched. He's sitting at the desk writing papers as you all enter. Standing next to him would be a bluish-green skinned individual. Pointing over at the papers. As the guy leading you in would announce himself. Hey, Jolly! We got a few more possible recruits, along with some more servants to help with the upkeep. The scrappy-looking guy. Yeah, alright. Well, I know you. You look familiar. Points to a dune.
Well, we're all...
You would recognize this guy
brothers here.
as Jolliver Grimjaw.
Yeah, I had a few. So I'm gonna play kind of coy and just be like, I am one of the brothers, and I'll throw up my gang sign and say, We might have crossed paths once or twice, but I don't think you necessarily know me.
Give me a deception check.
Six.
Alright. Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm here to right some wrongs. There was trouble in the past, and I would like to make amends by bringing some volunteers and do work to
Kind of
possibly gain favor.
rolls his eyes mid-sentence. Shut up. You there. Points to Baron.
Oi,
Answer the question. Who are you? What do you want?
my name's Baron, and I want fucking coin.
Straightforward. Who are these fucks?
That fuck over there, I just met him. The fuck behind me sleeping, he's a hard worker, one of my partners. And this fucking orc, you know how I feel about orcs.
We don't give the help names.
They come with them.
I haven't asked. I didn't care to ask.
Starts kind of picking at his little bits of fur. Or not, kind of like little tufts of fur, like patched beard, chin hair, and neck hair. But it's super patchy, but also super thick in spots. It almost looks like he designed it that way, but like maybe he shaves it that way, but it's just weird. All right. A little more muscle than we're used to with the help.
What are you looking for help? It seemed like the guard that was escorting us in didn't seem to
I
want
mean, the
more muscle.
orc and the dwarf.
Hey, they're better at fighting than they are at building, but they'll do what I say.
Shrugs. I'd like Baron and Adun to both give me persuasion checks.
Oh boy.
Can I have
Cross my fingers on
Baron
this.
roll for me?
No? Alright. And he'll kind of get up, kind of shove some papers aside. I don't want to deal with that shit anyways. Fucking Ursh, fix all that shit. I don't want to deal with it. And he steps up. Yeah, I know you. Eyes Adun curiously. Huh. Yeah. Put the pair. Put them in the quarters. We can have them get to some cooking or some shit. You two can stay in the bunks outside. Got some good plans going.
Aye. When do we find out about these plans? I'd like to know who I get to kill.
Just like a fucking dwarf. It was a first. Figured most of you fuckers would be over with the earth fuckers.
Fuck those guys, they're poor.
That's true. They're all, oh, we don't need stuff. We're just gonna wear masks. We don't need masks.
You can give me a mask made out of gold and I'll take that.
Oh, they are. I think some of them are copper, but the good ones were the gold ones.
They
Here,
didn't give
bury
me
them
one.
into the ground. They bury everything. And he'll turn to the other guy who you were speaking to previously, who's in here too. He's got a good name. Holger. Take him into the barracks. We'll take these two to the back. I'd like to say it was good meeting you. Feel like we've already met. And then he looks down to the dwarf. I know it wasn't good meeting you.
It'll be good meeting you when I get paid.
Huh. And with that, with a huff, he goes up the stairs, disappearing. As the water genasi goes to the papers, and larger fella sits down and starts doing the paperwork for him. You would see two women with shark tooth blades at their sides, kind of eyeing this whole conversation. Meanwhile, damn it, just already forgot his name.
Olger.
Olger. The guy with the beard, who's this person. I know their picture didn't have a beard. Just use your imagination. Alright. Yeah, you two with me. Gonna take you to the barracks. Might get you a bath. Smell something awful. And he will escort you outside with the 4 guards that were with him. Meanwhile, On and Shad are taken to a back room of this very building, and where you can see a handful of people and a handful of bunks as you were taken into a room to stay. Like, someone would tell you pretty much. Actually, we'll say the water genasi will bring you in here. Make nice and just clean up a bit. You can start with those clothes there. Gotta clean up dishes after dinner, so we've already eaten. You're out of luck there. Leaving Han and Shad, who's promptly dragged to a bed.
Shad's gonna make a really great servant.
Yep.
He's gonna make a great servant.
His hammer would be with you guys. All of his weapons would be with you guys. Han would also be stripped of his armor, his weapons as well. What?
I said he's gonna come back with like lashes on his back.
We'll find out. But meanwhile, Artie, what have you been up to?
Well, just a few minutes after the group went inside, Artie would stick to the shadows. Exactly. I don't know if you pinged that.
I did.
He would move up, still keeping to the shadows, carefully approaching the wall.
You do see people walking along the walls.
Okay. Like a lot of people?
2. There's 2 on this wall. I would say there's 2 on that wall, 1 on the north and south wall.
By north, you mean this wall?
No, even for like so. Boop doop doop.
You mean like the north wall?
North. Or there's the north to give you a good view of everything, and south all the way down here.
I think if there's only one person walking the north wall, I think that's where I would go. Does it look like I'd be able to climb up without the use of a rope and hook?
You would probably no, there's some vines and some broken bits here and there.
Okay. So, slowly and quietly climb to get to be about 2/3 of the way up. And then I'm going to need to time it when that person is least likely to see me.
Absolutely. Give me a stealth check.
Because this is potentially very precarious,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use a luck point.
Absolutely. Give me a stealth check at advantage. Ooh, with a 25. Yeah, you sneak up. Left or right? Your choice. Left side of the wall, right side of the wall.
Let's do the left.
Okay.
Take off my luck point.
I
Not that
will.
I did.
I'm gonna move you guys because you guys would be. Actually, we'll just move you guys back inside of this in this brief moment. We'll get to you guys going to the bunks here in a little bit. As Artie, you climb the wall, right as this person, looks like a half-elven individual, is walking the other side. You would see stairs heading down. Looks like there's a broken tower to the east. The largest building is to the west. And there is a small chapel of sorts. And there are stairs heading down.
So quickly kind of glance down the stairs. I don't see anyone
No?
that I can see immediately. Can I possibly hide under the stairs momentarily?
Yeah.
So
Hide there for a moment.
hide there for a moment to get my bearings. I guess I'll just put myself.
You might not be able to move past it.
Yeah, I might not. I don't think I can.
I got you.
Yeah. Under the stairs for a minute. And you said the biggest building?
Has the big double doors right there.
Don't like
there's
big.
no windows except for on the top.
Okay.
Top facing, there's some interior windows on the south. Actually, you know what? Give me a investigation or perception check, your call, as you were casing the exteriors to tell you exactly where windows and stuff are.
Yeah, this is probably investigation for him.
Okay. With a 10, it's hard to see in the low light as you're losing it, but you know that there's some windows. You don't see anywhere on your side of the building, though.
Okay.
But you remember seeing some on the front, and you just can't remember, like, where.
All right. Scamper over here and try one of the double doors. Obviously, don't swing it open if it gives, but just, crack it.
It's not locked. Yeah, as you crack it, you can see. Give me a stealth or a sleight of hand check.
I think they're both the same for me.
I think so too.
Okay. $13.
That wouldn't be unusual for a door to open. You would hear the footsteps as you're going to try to open that door briefly. You would hear the footsteps of the person on the walkway above, the battlement above,
Mhm.
making their way around the corner to come back to this side. You could just hear like a, what was that?
Let's see. Uh, Flatten against the wall that the stairs comes down.
Okay, give me a stealth check. As you flatten yourself up against the wall, you can see them peering over, literally like right above where the stairs are. They're not going to walk down them. You see them peer over. They linger for a moment. Oh no, I'm seeing shit. And eventually walk away after a few minutes. While you're there, before they walk away, we'll say, you can see your party, well, at least Bairn and Adun, along with the 4 other individuals, exit out as you are stuck to that side of the wall there. And they exit through the double doors into the building to the south.
Okay, stalk them, staying about 20 feet behind them. Try to remain hidden.
All right, as you stalk them, I have to put these guys back. They're going to go back to their home.
They're back.
Yeah, they go the other direction, leaving just Holger, and Baron and Adun as they enter. You can see there are over a dozen double bunks with people already sleeping in half of them, as well as a couple of other individuals.
So they entered here.
Yes.
And I see through a window. Okay.
As there are a bunch of people already asleep. There'd be 2 less.
Okay. Sneak up beside the door. And did the person I did not know go in there with them?
Yeah. And you can hear muffled conversations within as well. There's also windows if you wanted to peer inside the window.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Kind of do the old sneak below the window and peeky peek.
Absolutely. Looking in the window, you can see Baron and Adun being welcomed into the fold and kind of pointing over to a bunk. But as you're watching them get introduced to the life here, that is where we're going to end tonight. With Artie curiously keeping an eye out, with Shad and Han with the servants. We are triple split the party. But we'll see how that goes, next time. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this will finish out.
Boys, we're in the
There's definitely some things that can happen here, and definitely some other things that can happen here. This is a large space that you guys are in. But we'll pick up there next week, folks, so thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Night or nip.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.